Previously on Barnyard Bike.
Hey brother, how you doing?
How are you?
Good. Welcome.
How are you?
Hey, welcome to the show.
You're filming.
We're filming. This is this is the real deal.
All I can think about is I got to find Lionel because I want to help. I want to be involved. You know, I want to give back to you. You've done so much for me, and I want your bike to be epic. I want it to be amazing, and I'm in. However I can help you. I know you've got a lot of talented guys, you know, that are rogering up to give you a hand. But you know, personally, I think I got something to contribute, something to pitch in.
Listen, I'm never gonna say no.
We will do it up not only, you know, cosmetically, but we'll give it a little more grunt. We'll get some reliability, rebuild the flywheels. We'll bore the pistons over, put a nice cam in it, a little bit of head work, just some good, reliable stuff. To when, you know, you're rolling with all these 114, 117 baggers, you're not getting left in the dust.
I'm not the bagger.
That's
the
right.
guy lagging.
Yeah. No. A motorcycle should be a representation of the rider. So we're just going to do something cool because I think everybody out there agrees that Lionel he's pretty freaking
Well, listen, when we're on the High Seas Rally, we're looking pretty cool, okay? Hillbilly night, and we're not disappointing at all.
It's going to be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it.
I appreciate you.
Whatever I can
we'll
do.
talk soon, man. I'll see you at the bar.
All right, see ya.
My name's Lionel Gammon. I live in northern Utah, and I have a story to tell you. Not too long ago, I was cleaning out my grandfather's barn, and I found a vintage Harley-Davidson motorcycle. There it is. Welcome home, baby girl. My plan is to put this Harley-Davidson back on the road where it belongs, and I'm gonna bring you along with me. So come along with me on this adventure as I learn to build and put a motorcycle back on the road. And I'm gonna call it Barnyard Bike. So got the call from Jason Mook about working on this motor. He sent me a package. It was a crate to ship the motor. I've shipped the motor now to Mook, and I'm now in tow following the motor. It's freezing cold. I'm used to being here for the rally, and I'll tell you, it's really motivating me to be out here because we've got a drop dead date of having this bike done by the rally. So we're in Rapid, headed our way to Deadwood. We're gonna build a motor with Jason Mook. Honored to be with the guy, but also it's a little bit of a real world experience being here near the Sturgis Rally, knowing the bike's gotta be ready for the rally and I'm nowhere near. We're actually just starting on a motor. Deadwood Custom Cycles made it. It's time to build a motor. Let's build a motor. Dude, you're a sight for sore eyes.
What's up, buddy?
Man, it's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
And it's nice to be in your shop when it's not crazy, rally, busy. Get in here and bring it in, big boy.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me out
You're
here.
dressed like you're going to a fraternity party or frat.
Well, listen, I heard the storm last night.
It was terrible.
So I'm like, okay, dress warm.
Yeah.
So I put on a sweatshirt, had to go through the airport and all that crap. So I just put on something comfortable to come in.
Well, you're not going to work like that. I said,
Well, why not?
well, because you look like you should be roping a cow.
That's what I like to do.
I know, but we're building motors, or at least
Well,
we're
that's what
tearing
you
one
promised
apart.
me. You
So
promised me a good time of building a motor. And speaking of a motor, that looks familiar. Oh,
if you're going to be in the shop, you got to look the part.
so I'm a part of the shop now, huh?
You always have
There
been.
we go. All right. So made it here to South Dakota, Deadwood Customs, and of course I had to put on the Deadwood Custom shirt to make it official. All the guys here are always repping the brand and working hard. The goal here is, I've been chasing this motor, so I've shipped the motor here to Jason. The goal is to tear it down. We're gonna take this motor, get it up on a jack, and stand, I guess is what they call it, and tear it all the way down. So gonna get it torn down and assess where it's at. I don't know if we're gonna take it and improve upon it and go to the next level with this motor, or just get it restored and back to where it should be so that it can go down the road. That's why I'm here. He's the expert, gonna spend time with him. Got the shirt on, I'm official. Now it's time to get going and start working on the motor.
So if a vehicle changes lanes and I crash my motorcycle?
Call Law Tigers.
What if my lady friend just left me?
Oh, that's terrible. Don't call Law Tigers.
And if I fracture my leg in a motorcycle accident?
Definitely call Law Tigers.
She left me for this tiger mascot.
That's even worse, but still, don't call Law Tigers.
He's even got abs.
Just let her go. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call Law Tigers before you call your insurance company. Law Tigers, Arizona's motorcycle lawyers.
Oh, look at that, safe and sound.
Do you know how nerve-wracking it is to pack a motor away?
It is a little rough looking. We should get it on the ground. There we go. It really doesn't look like any issue at all.
Well, I'm scared because this bike's been parked for a long time, and I have no idea what it's gonna look like internally.
It definitely needs some love. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh yeah.
Listen, it wasn't that dirty when I put it in there.
All right, so all we're gonna do is just gonna get this up onto the stand. Kind of like that, yeah. I think it's got potential.
I think it looks like a polished turd right now.
I think it's got potential. No, it's not bad. It's okay. So we're gonna just secure it right there. We're going to not reuse any of our hardware, right, for mounting.
Oh, yeah.
We're not gonna reuse case bolts. We're not gonna reuse head bolts. We're not gonna reuse any of that crap.
Yeah, you just can't trust it, right?
Yeah. Now this is an 85?
88.
88, okay, good. So they're all what we call bottom breathers. It wasn't until 1992 that they changed the technology and did top breathers. You know what I mean, head breathers. Yep. This basically has the same kind of, crankcase vent breathing system that a shovel head does. And that's typical of Harley Davidson. The way we would know that a piston is at top dead center of the compression stroke is that means that the lifter or tappet would be on the base of the lobe of the camshaft. Again, as a good practice, as a good guide, now we're going to get it at top dead center of the compression stroke for which cylinder that we're going to take. You're just going to go right in here. Okay.
And you should feel the piston.
You're gonna feel the piston, and we're gonna keep going the same direction that we were going. We're gonna bring it up.
Okay.
Oh, see that? Yeah. Bringing it up. Keep going. Oh, now you're starting to come back down. There we go. Everybody also, a lot of people think with head bolts, go till they squeak and go a quarter turn more, and that's actually not the case.
Look at that one.
That's a little scary.
That was just effortlessly.
Oh, there we go. Piece of cake. When you took that out, you took the entire cylinder stud out. We're going to replace these anyway. Is that now when we put them in, we put the shoulder end down. Now, what I was worried about is we were going to have to bust these things off, kind of like we did the rocker box.
Well, that one just wiggled right off.
Yeah, nothing to it. Looks like a stock gasket, because there's our locator O-ring, which we will not be using that same kind of gasket. But you see that locator O-ring makes it so that you can center the gasket perfectly.
So working with Jason has been a trip. The guy's like a wizard. He kind of knows everything. As we're talking, he's rattling off specs and knows exactly what the tolerances are. But to watch the way that he tears down a motor, so it's not how I thought it'd be. I thought you tear down a motorcycle, you just do what I did. I just take everything off, try to document it, But when it comes to the motor, Jason does a little bit differently. He starts on one end, works his way all the way through, but he's documenting the whole thing. He kept referring to as reading the story. So he was reading the story and the history of this motor. As we looked at it, we would take something off, assess it, look at it, judge, make a decision if it's got to be replaced or just reuse it. But we worked in a systematic way to actually follow the process along, trying to get insight on this bike, not knowing exactly what it was like beforehand, but getting that inner picture of what it's like now and make a decision where it's got to go.
The only thing standing between you and the open road is some garage time with the right parts and accessories to make your motorcycle roar. And that's why riders everywhere choose DennisKirk.com, the one stop you need to get your Harley back on the road. Our knowledgeable tech staff will help you navigate our more than 185,000 parts, apparel, and accessories that are ready to ship today, with free shipping on all orders over $89. So tune up your ride and get ready for the next adventure. Ride more, wait less. Dennis Kirk.
See that oil passage?
Yep.
You got to make sure that the opening of the spacer there that goes in this groove goes inside that oil passage.
That would make sense. If
So-
not, you've got no oil passing.
You ain't got no oil hitting it. So now we got to get that out of there.
Why do I think that's going to be a beast?
So this little specialty tool right here,
So you clamped onto it.
I clamped onto it. It still doesn't make it easy.
It looks like you're going to be taking it off like you do a normal pinch in between.
There's nothing normal about this. There we go. Oh, we had it. Now we got to reset it. You broke it.
I'm good at that.
2, 3.
You bugger.
See, I don't like prying stuff in there because we don't want to score that surface. Oh. Yep, there it is. A little bit of squeeze. Yep.
Hey, see, that was a problem. You weren't holding up your end.
Is that what it was? Sorry, boss.
Clean.
Clean that.
Go wash it.
I got a list. Rocker arms and shafts. This is, a lot of the stuff is from fueling, and then everything else that we absolutely would need to get it done.
Okay.
So I'll put together this as a parts list, email it to you. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea for you to call Luke, introduce yourself. Then I'll email him and you the parts list from fueling, and then drag part numbers for the rest.
Yep.
And then you can
Get it handled.
from Dennis Kirk. So we didn't throw anything away, but I don't throw anything away till the job's done. We're not going to reuse the oil pump or anything like that, but I just save it just in case. Let's call Rodney.
We need to get some help, and he's made some connections with me, some other guys out there in the industry that are putting together phenomenal parts that are going to hopefully help us out. We've got a strict, hard game plan on this bike, on the motor at least, so we're going to get the motor going, powder coated, all the parts will come back. I'm actually going to come right back here to Deadwood Custom Cycles to put it back together, because let's be honest, if he sent it to me, it would be a box of parts and I wouldn't know what to do. So there's going to be more to come here from Deadwood Custom Cycles as the parts come back. We'll put this motor back together. I'll throw it then on the stand, take it back to the barn at Jackwagon Ranch and get this bike on the road.
Bubba, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, buddy. How are you?
Good. I'm sitting here with this handsome devil.
How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good, man.
You remember Lionel, right, from Law Tigers?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we officially got his Evolution motor torn down. Flywheels are boxed up. I contacted your lovely wife for a ticket, and we're sending you the heads, flywheels, and we're going to use one of your 85-inch big bore kits. I did consider sending you the cases just so we didn't have a mismatch of, there's more than one wrinkle black. So the heads, cylinders, and cases are all the same wrinkle black.
I mean, I just think it's better if we just powder coat everything.
Okay.
That way it matches.
So the motor's tore down and we've done all we can do so far. A bunch of the parts are packed up right here, sending them off, gonna get some work done to those, leaving the rest of the boys here, and I'm gonna have to come back to Deadwood to finish this motor. So when the parts come back, I'm gonna come back and we're gonna finish it up. So Jason, don't mess up my motor.
Do my best, buddy.
I left Jack Wagon Ranch. I'm back in Deadwood, South Dakota. Dennis Kirk's hooked me up with all the internal components of this Evo motor. Jason's got the rest of the stuff here, so let's go build a motor. All right, Jason. Put your food down. You told me it was time to make horsepower.
You're late.
I'm always late. I'm late to my own funeral. Tell me this is mine.
That is in fact yours.
Man, you weren't kidding when you said they did good work.
They do a good job. So step one is they just put it together for shipping. So step one is we're gonna remove these two, get it on the pig mat. We're gonna chase every single hole just to make sure we have no interference issues, make sure everything's clean. Spray it down. We kind of call it a dry clean, like with just PJ1. We don't need to put it in the parts washer. That's already been done. So we will go through every hole and get it prepped, and hopefully by the time we're done with the hat.
Yeah, because that's the caveat here is this is only half of what we sent out. And the good old UPS man, we hope, is making his way here.
You know what? I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all. This is easy.
So we had major drama. We had parts held up by Revolution. Now, it wasn't held up by Revolution, it was actually held up by the shipper. So we got cracking into this build in this case and didn't have all the parts. We were actually missing the flywheel, the pistons. I mean, we were missing majority of the case, including the heads. I mean, we were missing all of that. So we decided to get going. We got moving on it. We got the case prepped, got it almost put together to that point where we were ready. And then the clouds opened up and the sun shined through, and we actually had all of our parts arrive. So we were able to progress and move forward on the build.
Lionel.
What? Don't look at me like that. We're in the middle of building the motor.
I know,
but
we're having
like complex.
We're having a pregnant pause.
Pregnant pause.
What, as we finish this, which we will today, what's the plan for like final assembly as far as what specifically, like I'm thinking about when this motor's fired up the first time. See, I'm about to put the oil pump in it, and I got to think about priming it, and I got to think about where's this motor going to be when it gets turned over for the first time. Where are we doing that?
Well, we talked about coming here. You talked about it. Don't you forget. I'm going to hold you to this.
I did talk about that.
Because elevation's the same. You've got the setup here.
Yeah.
And that dyno is what's calling my name. That way we know things are
We can do break-in.
done.
I like it.
I don't want to be...
So we built the motor. That's the heart and soul of the motorcycle, but we're nowhere near the finish line. The Sturgis Motorcycle Rally is fast approaching. Jason has invited me to go back to Deadwood, South Dakota for my final assembly. And I can't think of a better place, not only the historics of it, but the knowledge that Jason has, and he has a full shop. So if I forgot a bolt, if I forgot a spark plug boot, Jason's gonna have it. So we can actually take this motorcycle in pieces at his place for final assembly and put it all together so that we can hit the deadline, because I am way under the gun, I am stressed out, and I have no clue what I'm doing, and I can't let all these guys down. Everyone's opened up their hearts, opened up their minds, opened up their time to help me with this, and I am so close to having this bike accomplished and completed that we can't stop now. I've got to push forward and get it done.